What's up, Buckeye Nation? It's your boy Big Jim back at you. And don't call the authorities on me, but I've kidnapped my man, Stanley the Man Jackson.
I feel good. I'm in the studio.
Come on, baby.
This is where the magic happens.
The mobile studio that everyone's been wondering about. You know what I'm saying? But
it's very dangerous. If you're wondering, it's very, very dangerous. Jimmy's going to kill us. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. The magic of TV, it's all safe.
Absolutely. But I'm absolutely excited to have Jack here. I don't even know if you like Jack anymore. We used to call him Jack.
That's still good.
Good? Okay.
Yeah,
so I'm absolutely excited to have Jack here. I'm actually dropping him off to the airport so he can do his high signing in Chicago with the Bentic Network. But let's get right into this. First of all, let's hit this real quick. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Cincinnati coming in. Mr. Tuberville. This is the funny thing about it to me, Stan. When Virginia Tech came into the shoe, I told everyone, don't take them for granted. Right. They said, why? I said, because Coach Beamer's a winner. They have athletes, and he knows how to win. It may be only for one game, but they're going to know how to put it together to win. And you know what? Most people don't understand that Coach Tuberville was the orchestrator of Auburn.
Right.
When there were 3 undefeated teams. Auburn, everyone believed, was actually the best team in the country that year, and they got snubbed out for the national championship game.
Correct.
So Cincinnati's not coming in here, totally with nothing to offer. So what do you think about the Buckeyes in Cincinnati this weekend?
Well, it's a great point. The first thing is this: you can never play your opponent or who you think your opponent is. And that's what happened against Virginia Tech. If you watch what they've done since the great upset here at the Horseshoe, they've fallen flat on their face in the last 2 weeks and lost 2 very close games at home. So it just goes to show that they're not as good as they played here on Saturday, 2 weekends ago. But the issue was strictly about the Buckeyes. It was exactly what Jimmy just said. We expected a weaker opponent. We thought we walked through a wet paper bag, and we found ourselves in a dogfight that ultimately cost us a football game. So you got to prepare for this opponent. Cincinnati has thrown the ball all over the field. They've been in some close games. They haven't blown anybody out, very similar to Virginia Tech. But they've got a very competent offense. They will throw the football effectively. And it's going to be a challenge for our secondary. And quite frankly, that's still an area of concern for us. I really want to see our defensive front play much better. We've got to get after the passer. But this is going to be about our secondary. And at the end of the day, if you look throughout the Big Ten or across the country, teams that struggle winning games that they're supposed to is because they turn the football over. We had 4 turnovers against Virginia Tech. You lose games that way. If JT protects the ball, distributes like he did 2 weeks ago to 11 different receivers, I think we'll be fine. But this will be a big test for our secondary, whether or not they have improved from a year ago, because we really haven't seen that quite yet.
Right.
There were some letdowns at Virginia Tech. 3rd down and 15. Jeez. When you got them buried, you can't give that up. You can't be that soft. And so I'm hopeful that our defense has learned a lot. They were a lot more aggressive against Kent State. There was more blitzing. We had 2 interceptions by Tyvis Powell, and that's the type of team defense we have to play.
Yeah, they concerned me when Virginia Tech went over 50% on third down conversions. I was telling Buckeye Nation that's what we used to call money down.
That's money down. That's where you get paid.
You got to get them. You got to get them off the field. So, what most people also don't understand is Cincinnati has a pretty big-time quarterback. Same thing with Virginia Tech. The guy was battle-tested. He wasn't big-time, but he was battle-tested coming from Texas Tech and then coming to Virginia Tech. Well, this guy at Cincinnati at one time was the #1 recruit, quarterback recruit in the country. I think he committed to Indiana, then ended up going to Notre Dame, and ended up transferring out.
Yeah, he can throw the football. He can spin it. There's no question. He's accurate. He's got a big arm, and he can make plays with his legs. They don't have the depth or talent that we have on defense. We've got to show up and play, but we will be challenged. And it's a good game. It's a good tune-up going into Big Ten play. It's not an easy game. I don't think we want easy games. We want to be challenged. We want to grow from every opponent, and we will be challenged with that pass attack from Cincinnati. And you mentioned Coach Tuberville will have these boys ready to play. Listen, Cincinnati wants to write a script the same way Dayton did. If any of you remember the University of Dayton after they knocked off the Buckeye basketball team, the short pants game, right? So you can only imagine what would occur if Cincinnati were to come in here and sneak us. And by the way, we don't necessarily put Cincinnati away when we play them. That 2002 game is the one I'm always reminded of. Out there in Cincinnati, we almost lost that game. That team went on to win a national championship. So you have to be ready, because there are other things that are attached to this football game. It's not just about your wins and losses this season, but it's about recruiting long term. And even though Cincinnati recruits a lot of Kentucky players and states from around Ohio, they would love to be able to get some of the best players from the state of Ohio that historically come to Ohio State. And on top of it, you've got guys from the state of Ohio that are down at Cincinnati that really wanted to go to Ohio State. They get a great opportunity to play in the horseshoe. They're going to be chomping at the bit to get after the boys. And so the Buckeyes have to be ready to play from the jump. Coach Bruce says 14 quick ones. Bang, bang.
Right out the gate.
Right out the gate. Get on top of them. That'll be very important for us.
Awesome. So Buckeye Nation, you got some love from Stanley, Jackson, Jack, and we'll be right back with you.